What it do, baby? It's your boy Tyrik Wynn, man. Y'all are watching another episode of NJP, Navigating Journalism Podcast, and we are broadcasting from the National Association of Black Journalists Conference right here in Birmingham. It's Magic City, man. A great place for, journalists just to gather for good education, fellowship, and hey, you can come get you a job at the career fair too, man. So we got a whole bunch going on right here in Birmingham. It's the first week of August, and I am sitting next to an extraordinary individual who needs no introduction. Y'all already know who this man is. It is the one and only Mr. Mike Hill, who is a TV host for Fox Sports and also reality star as well. We done seen that man on reality TV doing his thing too. Man, it's great to have you. I really appreciate you taking the time, man.
Happy to be here. You know I'm always going to be there to support you, my brother.
Yeah, I appreciate that. So, how you been?
Great. I'm in a good space, man. Everything I've gone through over the past year and a half, with, obviously that's been well publicized in a lot of ways. I'm in a good spot, man. My mental is really good. Physical is really good. Back in the gym, hitting the gym 3-4 times a week.
Right.
Trying to get it right, man. So, I'm good, man. I'm happy, and God is good, bro.
That's good.
Yeah.
Amen to that, man. And, I just want to ask you, if you don't mind me, how, going through that, what has that been like?
Honestly, Tyrik, is the last year and a half of my life has been the hardest year and a half of my life. Totally. I've been very honest about that. Anytime I've done an interview about it, not only the marriage and the divorce, and it was very well publicized and very public and whatnot, but also because of BNC, I was working at the Black News Channel, and that went under with bankruptcy, and then I lost a lot of people that are close to me to death or whatever. So I lost 4 really close people that I know over the last year and a half, and just dealing with a lot. But because I've gone through those things before, unfortunately, that's not my first divorce, but I've gone through it before, so I knew how to kind of handle that type of stuff. And it was a cordial divorce. We're still really good friends to this day because obviously I've dealt with death before in my life, and because I've dealt with a job loss. Never all at the same time. I've been able to look back at a lot of the scars in my life and know that, hey, you know what? I've been through this before. Wow. And I'm able to survive, and I can come out stronger on the other end. Yeah,
you're definitely a strong individual. Power to you, man.
Thank you, brother.
You've definitely been doing the thing, man. And I want to talk to you about that. So, because I remember I love watching you and Sharon.
Love
watching you and Sharon. Sharon was actually one of my very first interviews I did back in 2017.
Is that right?
2016. Yeah.
The great Sharon Reed.
Yeah. She's awesome, man. So can you kind of tell us exactly? I remember seeing the articles and stuff and what was going on, but can you tell us what was going on behind the scenes at Black News Channel?
It's a good question because I didn't know what was going on behind the scenes I was remote. I had a studio in Atlanta. I had a studio in my home in LA, and a lot of the stuff that was happening, you was hearing, was happening in Tallahassee, where the headquarters were.
Yeah.
Obviously, they had a studio there, and they had their headquarters there, and a lot of the people that worked there kind of had more of an insight to what was going on behind the scenes. All I know is that I went to work one day on a Friday, and got off work that morning. Took a nap for 2 hours and got up and found out that the station no longer existed.
Wow.
The network no longer existed.
It happened like that?
Happened like that. I had heard rumors and heard that things were, bad, and that, they were going to divest the money and they were going to have to sell all that type of stuff. You heard all. I didn't believe any of that type of stuff. Not after a year.
Yeah.
Given an opportunity, it felt like we were trying to grow. They had just started BNC Go. They had just hired other people to come in. They moved them down there, and then all of a sudden, man, like I said, it just kind of happened. But once again, man, the power of God and the grace that I have, and the favor that God has given me, and the blessings that he's given me, man, I don't worry about those type of things that long. I know that everything happens for a reason, and everything that I go through in my life, everything that anybody goes through in life, I think that your burdens turn out to be your blessings in the end. So I'm just trying to maintain, like I said, my mental, doing what I need to do to get myself ready for the next phase of my life.
Yeah, for sure. And then while that was going, you were still at Fox Sports, right?
Yeah, I've been at Fox Sports for the last 10 years, and that's another blessing. I've always, I think this is one of the things that I tell the kids here when I come back and get back to the NABJ is that I'm always going to have 3 or 4 jobs. You know what I mean? I'm always going to be versatile. That's one of the things about. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And I love the fact that you're doing this, man, with your production company and expanding. I mean, I think people need to learn that at an early age. You don't want to receive checks. You want to write checks. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And I think that's really important that you're able to get back and do it that way and have your own and have your name on certain things and have ownership of your properties and of all your creativity that you bring to the table. So that's really important. So I had Fox Sports for the last 10 years, and so I had that, and plus acting and my own production company as well. So yeah, everything's been right. I haven't suffered at all.
Okay, and you an author too, open mic.
I'm an author, open mic, man. It came out a couple of years ago, and which was my first phase, my first journey into mental health, of just understanding myself. That was my therapy. My first form of therapy that I've ever received in my life. It was something I needed to do, and talked about a lot of things in my life that I was a little embarrassed about, but I needed to get off my chest. And so hopefully the book is something that people can look at and get back to the community when it comes to, especially the young black men, to understand that, the mistakes that I made, you don't have to make those same mistakes. So the lessons that I learned, I want to pass along to other people.
Okay. Yep. Wow, I love that, man. That's awesome. It's all about, like I was just talking to somebody a few minutes ago, it's all about paving the way, helping out somebody else. I mean, you've helped me out. And in a lot of ways. I mean,
you help
really
yourself, bro.
That.
I've helped you help yourself. And you got to, I always talk about your family and your mom and your dad and how they help you. I mean, it's great to have that family structure, bro.
Yeah.
So the thing is, I help those who want to help themselves.
Yeah.
I can't do it for you. I can pave a way for you, and I can show you an opportunity. So I can give you some advice here and there, man, but you got to put the work. You put the work in.
Most definitely. It's all about putting in work, man. Got to put in the work. Yeah. So speaking of putting in work, man, I'm sure it took some work to get to Fox Sports, man. Yeah. And I want to know, like, being in that role, right? Because I like to ask sports. Like, I've covered sports before. I ain't really that good at it. But I mean, I done a little something. Done done a football game here and there, thinking I know what I'm doing. Yeah. But like, cause you're actually at the desk, so you have to know your stuff. So what I want to know is, like, how do y'all know all this information about sports and football and stats? Like, how do you put all that in your mind and be able to deliver that on air?
Well, first of all, you got to be a fan, I believe. I think to be a sportscaster, you have to be a fan of sports. You have to understand. You got to watch sports. It's got to be part of your livelihood. I'm not going to sit up here and say I watch every single game or know everything that's happening in the world of sports right now, because I do have a life outside of the world of sports, and I'm trying to branch out of sports a little bit, so I don't watch it as much. I watch probably more CNN or MSNBC than I watch ESPN these days. But I still have my my toe in the water when it comes to that. So that's the first thing. And then secondly, you do your research. Just like you do your homework. Anything you're doing, like when you do an interview, you do your homework. You try and find out everything that's relevant about the subject matter that you're going to be talking about, and you just being prepared, man. And the rest is just your natural ability and your entertaining side and just your personality that kind of comes out or whatever. Yeah. And we have a good research department as well as Fox Sports, so I can't say that I know all that myself. But there are certain nuggets that I will ask the researcher for. You still have to ask the researcher for, like, hey, give me the last time that Alabama beat Georgia 3 times in a row or whatever, at home or in Jordan, whatever, in Tuscaloosa. Okay. So certain things they know that they can look up that you just don't know offhand or whatnot. Yeah. So yeah, man. So but I have fun. I enjoy it, man, and that's the main thing about it. Is like, I think anything that you do, you got to enjoy it, and I think it comes across on television.
Yeah, that's what's up, man. Yeah, and that's good that y'all got that resource to be able to do that.
Not everyone has that resource, but you know what? Luckily, I have that.
Yeah, for sure, most definitely, man. So for Fox Sports, right? How did we get here, and why Fox Sports?
Well, I was at ESPN for 9 years before that, so obviously the journey going through local markets, starting off at Hagerstown, going to Fresno, Nashville, New York, Dallas. Got fired in Dallas. Out of work once again, burdens of blessings, because I left Dallas, got fired in Dallas. Wasn't even thinking about ESPN until I got fired in Dallas. But then when I got fired in Dallas, ESPN came along a year later. So had I not been fired in Dallas, I would have never gone to ESPN, because I wasn't trying to go to ESPN. I just wanted to go to a local market and have a really good, decent life. And be maybe a local celebrity or whatever. But being at ESPN changed my life, changed my trajectory. I was able to do all the shows there at ESPN for those 9 years I was there, do ESPN radio. And then when my time at ESPN was over, Fox was just starting up. Fox Sports 1 was just starting up, and they were looking for people. And because of the work that I put on at ESPN radio, I had the right person at the right time that wanted me to come there. So it's a long story how I got there and whatnot. I'm not going to bore you with that, but it's been a blast. It's been the best 10 years of my career being at Fox Sports, because being on that platform has led to other opportunities like Entertainment Tonight, Access Hollywood.
Yeah.
I've been on Fox Soul.
Man, I've been seeing you, man. You've been outside.
I've been outside. I've been doing a lot, man. I've been doing a lot. So I've been blessed. I'm happy to have this career, and I'm looking forward to what's coming next.
Got you. So did you have an agent, or did like these opportunities just come about, just like all about who you know, or is it like how did all of this stuff, because I know sometimes it's like, oh, you know somebody, or like how did this?
It's both, man. I think it's a cliche, sometimes it's not what you know, but who you know.
Yeah.
Obviously, you got to develop these relationships, and I think this is the reason why NABJ is so important, these conventions.
Yes.
It's like you come here, you look for a job. You might not find a job here, but you meet somebody that could lead to a job later.
Yes,
you develop these relationships, and not just on this floor right here, not behind me at this job fair, because everybody's buttoned up and suited up, but when the day is over and you go into to a restaurant, sit down at a bar or whatnot, and you have a drink with somebody and they get to know you on a personal level, you develop those relationships that can grow over a period of time and lead to something that's huge in your life. And over my lifespan, the reason I got the ESPN was funny is I met Fred Brown, who's since passed away. He was a talent executive at ESPN, and I was in Dallas. I had just gotten fired in Dallas, and NABJ just happened to be in Dallas that year.
That's
and
crazy,
I came in, and yeah,
it worked like that.
came, and it's God, man. Once again, I put him first and foremost in my life, and came in, showed him my tape. He loved it, and I had interviewed at ESPN like years prior. Didn't want to go, but they brought me up there, and he brought me in. He's like, he liked me. They brought me in for an interview, did an audition, and like I said, the rest is history, man. But meeting these guys and make these relationships over a period of time, along with your skill set and along with your personality, obviously, and your experience or whatever, they pluck you, they see you. But the difference is you can have like a person can have 2 or 3 candidates in front of them. Yeah. And of those 3 candidates, they could all be the same. And if that person that is hiring has that personal relationship with you, then obviously that's an advantage that you have.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, no doubt about that, man. It's all about meeting people, making connections, and like you said, that's what NABJ is all about. That's why we here.
Yeah,
to
absolutely.
Make connections, and of course, with the sessions, get the education, enhance our journalism skills, and come to the career fair, find yourself a job.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely.
Yeah. So what do you look? So I know you have Fox Sports, but I know you like to do multiple things. So are you looking at anything now, or like what's next? What's in the future?
What I have manifested is that I'm going to have my own talk show.
You will?
Yeah, I will have my own talk show. I'm not saying that I want to have my own talk show. I will have my own talk show.
Because you were doing one on Fox Soul, right?
I had one on Fox Soul. I had a co-host there. Even when I was on BNC with Sharon, it was almost like I like that format.
Yeah.
But I want to have one where it's a little bit more fun. I want to have a talk show like Kelly and Mark. And I will have a talk show like Kelly and Mark. I want to be on an ensemble cast, something like that. So that's what I'm going to manifest, and that's going to happen one day. And I got a couple of things that's in the works right now that's going to happen. So awesome. We'll see. Put it in God's hands.
I'm excited for you, man.
I'm excited for myself, bro. Yeah. And I'm excited for the people that I'll be able to put on as well. But other than that, still acting a little bit too. I got you, bro. I got you always. You family, brother. You doing yourself. You might be the one hiring me. Who knows, man? Who knows? But yeah, so I'm doing some acting as well. Of course, the strike is kind of affecting that right now. And my production company, I got a couple of things in the works behind the scenes. So that's been keeping me busy. And that's one of the reasons why I think sometimes when you go through seasons, you don't see people on air. I'm doing more stuff behind the scenes now with my production company with getting a couple things. I got a documentary that just got greenlit by Amazon, so that's pretty cool.
Hey, let's go. Congrats.
Thank you.
Gotta clap it up for that.
Yeah,
Amazon,
Yep. So, and that's in the works. And then I got
And what's the documentary about? If you can't talk about it.
I can't tell you right now.
Okay, We'll wait.
But it's there, and it's coming. It's gonna be a good one too. I'm gonna tell you, it's a really good figure that everybody likes to talk about. And then I have a reveal show that I'm pitching right now, a design reveal show as well. So I got a couple of things that's happening behind the scenes with Thrill of Entertainment.
That's good. I want to ask you about this. That's something I actually been struggling with personally, and I know it's a lot of people who create their own content, got their own shows and stuff like that. How do you get in front of people to pitch your show?
Well, I go through my agent now, I think, because sometimes when you pitch a show and pitch a show idea, which I've done a lot of times, and giving people, hey, I got this idea about this show and blah, 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 this and that. Like, yeah, okay, yeah, you're not really interested or whatever. And then next thing you know, 2 years later, you see the show on there. And that's happened to me several times, to be quite honest with you. I'm not saying they stole my stuff, but I'm saying it's very similar. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah, but I go through my agent. I'll get my pitch deck, put it all together, ideas, tweak it here and there. My agent will work with me. My manager will work with me a little bit. And then my agent will set me up with production companies, other production companies, third-party production companies, because that's where the money comes from. I want them to spend their money, you know what I mean? Sure. To work with it and be an executive producer or a co-producer with me or whatnot, and then we take that out to the streaming channels and the broadcast channels, and hopefully somebody picks it up.
Nice. Yep. Okay, got you. And I kind of want to like get this education piece in here. So when it comes to pitching, right? What are some things you got to have prepared? Because I know you got to have like a deck and stuff, but like, what are the things that you need in place when you are ready to like pitch that show?
Well, the most important thing is the deck, the idea, something that is something that's new, creative, and there's nothing really that's new. It's a spin on something that worked before, whatever. But the most important thing, and I tell people all the time, is find out what they're looking for. And your agents, if they're doing their jobs, they have a list of what all the broadcasters and all the networks and the streaming channels are looking for. Like they'll say, OWN Network is looking for a scripted show based on this type of, this character or whatnot, in the likeness of, name a show, you know what I mean? Yeah. So you'll kind of find what they're looking for. Like they'll say Netflix is looking for a dating show, docuseries, whatnot. So if they're not looking for it, I wouldn't waste my time pitching it, at that particular time. And they'll tell you what they're not looking for as well.
Okay. Yep. Yeah. So just literally just got to know what they're looking for.
Yep.
And then just cater something around that.
Yeah, and find out. So when you find out, so if you got a show idea, you got a talk show idea, and somebody's looking for a talk show, you take it there. But if a network is telling you they're not looking for a talk show right now, and unless you got like the biggest A-list celebrity that's going to host that talk show, don't waste your time.
Got you. Okay, I appreciate these tips, man.
Absolutely, man.
It's helping me, helping the viewers too. There's a lot of people out there, who want their own shows and stuff, want to pitch their stuff. So, this is very informative and very important that you're sharing this information, man. So, okay. But let me ask you this. So, if you can say, because I know you are like pitching and stuff, but if you did have a talk show, what would it be about? Or like, what would happen?
I want something that anything I do from here on out is going to have something to do with helping people in some kind of way. So I want something that's entertaining. I want something that's informative, but I also want something that's going to be enlightening, something that's going to be inspiring, something positive. That's going to be uplifting. Yeah. You know what I mean? Something I want to have fun, but I also want to tell stories. Yeah. I also want to, like, in the mold of what Montel Jordan used to do back in the day. Montel Williams. Jordan. Montel Jordan's a singer. Montel Williams, Oprah Winfrey did back in the day, early on in her career as well. A little mix of Dr. Phil, but something that's a little bit more entertaining. Yep.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah. Okay, definitely gonna be looking for that on the air. I'm sure it's gonna be on some type of big time network.
It's happening. It's happening.
We gonna look for you. So wait, daytime or nighttime?
Daytime.
Daytime.
Okay. Daytime. I think nighttime too. I could be a little edgy on nighttime though. I could be a little bit more edgy, depending on how they go. Like, and that's another thing. So I can have a show idea, I can have a talk show idea, and they can like me, and they can say, hey, you know what? We think this could go in the nighttime in this hour right here. Yeah. And you can be a little bit more edgy because of the subject matter. You know what I mean? In the daytime, I think you have a little bit more fun. It's a little bit more light. It's a little bit more lifestyle-ish. You know what I mean? Yeah. And that's what I'm looking for. Although I don't like the morning hours, but I'll still get up for fun. And I think that was one of the issues that I had with actually BNC. Yeah. Getting up, having fun in the morning, having a morning show.
I was up at like 6, right? 5,
I was up at 2.
Oh, you were up at 2?
Because I was on the West Coast sometimes.
Oh, yeah, you were in
so
LA.
So I had to be on the air at basically 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning.
Dang.
Yeah, so it was tough for me. But at the same time, doing that and dealing with like very traumatic topics, in the black community sometimes could be take a lot out of you. So I want to do something that's really light.
Yeah, definitely. I definitely enjoyed the conversations that you and Sharon did have on there. Like they was very informative and stuff.
Thank you, man. So, they allowed us to be ourselves.
Yeah, for sure. And that's what's so great about it. I think because it's like certain jobs within the industry, like you don't necessarily get to be yourself, but like when you have your own show, when you're in entertainment, you're on the radio, you can be yourself.
Yep, that's what got me at Fox, to be honest with you. And I tell kids this all the time when I'm always talking about giving back here. Is like because a lot of people come and they show me their tapes and they want to sound like a sportscaster and they want to sound like a newscaster. They want to be buttoned up and they want to talk like this. And that's not you naturally. Who are you naturally? There's only one you. Your DNA is unique. It's different from everybody else's out there. So what makes you special? It's you. Because nobody else can do you. So you got to be your natural self and be positive and be confident in your natural self as well. And not trying to now obviously you got to be professional. But at the same time you can still be your natural self and smile and just relax and just be cool like you're talking to your boy or something like that.
Yeah, I like that, man. Yeah, I like showing that personality, like being your authentic self on air. That's what it's all about.
Yeah, that's you.
Sure. Yeah.
That's you.
Yeah, appreciate that, man. So let me we're gonna close it out with some lightning round questions. Right?
Okay. All right.
Oh yeah, we're gonna wrap you up.
And hold on, let me tell you something, man. I've been here at NABJ all week now. I'm gonna tell you, I'm tired. I feel like I've been here for 10 days, bro, talking to people, taking pictures and all, walking around, whatever. So if the brain don't work as fast as your questions come out, don't fault me. I'm just saying.
No, yeah, you good. But yeah, you're a big figure.
Man, let me tell you, man, I'm losing my voice right now. I got a small voice right now, but go ahead. Let's do it.
Okay. Right. So, Atlanta or LA?
Oh, LA all day. I'm an LA guy. I love Atlanta. Don't get me wrong. ATL has been good to me, but LA all day. That's my home.
Okay. Let me see. Best. Who's been a really good mentor to you?
Kevin Frazier. Kevin Frazier's been a really good mentor. Entertainment Tonight, he's been my guy ever since I was an intern. I've been knowing him since 1994, and we're developing a podcast right now.
Oh, nice.
So, and a guy named Bruce Cunningham too. He's since retired in Baltimore as well.
Yeah.
Always been a good mentor. Yep.
Kudos to you on the podcast, and podcasting is huge. I just actually came from a podcast conference in Miami.
That right?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Talking about all of this stuff. So yeah, podcasting. Yeah, get in it now, yo.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yep.
Okay. Awesome. Favorite restaurant?
That would be Crustacean in L.A. in Beverly Hills.
Okay.
Their garlic noodles are delicious. You ever come out to L.A., come out to Beverly Hills, I'm gonna take you to Crustacean, bro.
All right, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I'll hold you to that. Because last night we was at the bar and I told Mike to put my drink on his tab. He ain't put my drink on his tab.
I ain't think you was old enough to drink, right? I'm not trying to catch a felony over here, man. We're in Alabama, bro. I ain't going to jail.
But I'm 23 now.
Oh, you 23?
I'm 23. Yeah.
I knew you graduated from college. I just know, man. You still always gonna be a kid to me, bro. I'm saying, just like your parents, bro. You always gonna be my kid. You are like a little kid to me, bro. So, I know you're a grown man. Don't get me wrong. You got your business and everything.
I'm trying to be grown, man.
But I can't be.
Trying to step in that grown mentality.
I mean, I want to contribute to your delinquency out here in these streets, drinking this alcohol. I don't know how you act. I'm not gonna be responsible for that.
Yeah, man.
I'll buy you a 7-Up.
Hey, I take the 7-Up, man. That's what's up. So, what's your favorite brand?
My favorite brand?
Yeah, because you be dressing. Yeah.
Oh, you talking about that kind of brand? Yeah. You know what? I wear brands because people buy stuff for me.
Yeah.
You know, that's the thing. Like my wife used to buy stuff for me, and friends buy stuff for me or whatever. But if I had a favorite brand, it'd probably be Gucci. Gucci, yeah. I got the Gucci's on right now, so I do it.
Go ahead on, man.
Yeah, I'm just saying. I do, yeah. Since I got them on right now, this
yeah. Okay, that's what's up.
That's my favorite.
Yeah, it's all about the shoes. It was funny.
But I do support black-owned brands.
Yeah,
and I think we should do a little bit more when it comes to black-owned brands. Get back to that.
Yeah, I definitely believe that. And it was funny when we was coming up the elevator. I had on my Versace's, and Mike was like, "Man, you got your own business money right there.
That's what I'm talking about. That Versace. You got your own Versace. And they were real Versace's. That's what I'm talking about, man. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, I'm proud of you, brother.
I appreciate that, man. Yeah. So, and then last but not least, I want to ask you this: what is if there was one thing you could change about the journalism industry, what would it be?
Ooh, that's a good question. How we're viewed, man. I think still, even though we've come a long way when it comes to how black people are viewed in society, I still think we got a long way to go. Just looking at how things are covered when it comes to the non-black community versus the black community, we still have an issue, even though we have a lot more people and decision makers in the newsrooms speaking up finally, and not just having black faces, because there's a difference between having a black face and a black voice. So we're getting more black voices in these newsrooms speaking up. I think we still have a long way to go. So hopefully we'll continue to make that strive. And I hope one day we actually can become a little bit more united. Because I think it's just so much debate that's out there, so much hate, and I don't see how it's going to change, but hopefully one day I can be somebody that can be one of those change makers.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, hey, you a change maker now, man. Yeah,
I'm trying my best, bro.
You doing the thing, man.
I'm doing my best. So are you, my brother.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Well, like I said, appreciate you so much for coming on, man, spilling this knowledge, talking to us about how you navigated the journalism industry and how you got to where you are now. Yeah, you have a great story. You're very strong, and appreciate you sharing that with us.
Thank you, man. Thank you, my brother. Appreciate that, man.
Yeah, and you guys out there, appreciate y'all so much for tuning in to this episode of NJP, Navigating Journalism Podcast. We broadcasting from NABJ, man, right here in Birmingham, in Magic City. Appreciate y'all so much for tuning in. See y'all next time.